Hey Clashers, and welcome back to another video. Well, it is finally time. We're going to take a look at Town Hall 10, 11, 12, and 13, for example. I'm going to share the best strategies for every single town level with you guys today. And I think we're going to start with Town Hall 10. But before we're looking at the strategy, I think we should talk about a little bit of how did I approach this? Why did I pick certain strategies? So first off, on the most strategies, I obviously put into how complicated are those. For example, for Town Hall 10, Queen Charge Ladder obviously is a good strategy and a really good approach, but it's kind of complicated. Drawing a line with witches is way easier. The next thing, obviously, with this one is that on this tournament, where those replays are from, is for Town Hall 10 and for Town Hall 11, there is no siege machine allowed. So this means this push right now, this strategy right now, would be even stronger with the lock launcher or, for example, with the siege barracks. Have this in mind as well when looking at those strategies. So this is the first thing, and in my opinion, on Town Hall 10, the strongest ground strategy, and overall, in my opinion, the strongest strategy is just witches. You can combine that with jumps, you can combine that with a lock launcher if you don't like jumps or earthquakes, or just earthquake, like you saw Dawo just did there. That's the first thing. Otherwise, if you like air, you can really easily go with dragons and lightnings, for example. This is always a good option as well, and that's always an easy solution to go for in general as well. You can see on this one, just powering through the core, powering through the back end, and with this, those witches just cannot die. Even with those, Inferno Towers would have been multi-Inferno Towers, would have been no difference because he froze them anyways, because he tried to protect his king. So multi-Inferno Towers would have not changed anything, and that's kind of the crazy thing. Just the raw firepower is not there to defend this overwhelming witch army on Town Hall 10, which is making the life really hard for Town Hall 10 base builders. And why in this mixed tournament siege machines were not allowed? Town Hall 11. Still, no siege machines allowed to make sure that this town level is a bit harder, but if you have the access to siege machines, this strategy is getting even stronger. And we're talking about lightnings with dragons. Dragons are powerful. That's easy. And they're really crazy strong on Town Hall 11 combined with, for example, lightnings. On this one, he used the electric dragon to funnel. As I said, you could use an example for this one of if you want to compare it. You could use a siege barracks to do the same thing. You could use a slammer as well. Really good combination with those dragons. And then the next thing is to just push everything through the core. That's it. As easy as that. And now, obviously, you have your heroes on the outside pushing everything back inside. And on this one, he did something fancy, which you obviously not always have to do. But he combined this with a really small Lalo. Not really even Lalo, it's more like about sniping one air defense. Because obviously, the biggest threat to your dragons is air defenses. That's I think, an easy thing for everyone to understand. So what is he about to do? He's using his Hound, which he brought, and a couple of loons to make sure that he's sniping this outside air defense. The base builder, though, saw this and put a lot of Tesla over there, which makes this way more expensive than he most likely thought. But still, this back-end Hound-Loon combination is really powerful. But to be honest, it's more like a nice thing to watch, because you're feeling like you're doing more, but at the same time, you don't need to do that. Because take a look at how many dragons are still alive. This air defense would have not changed a thing, especially considering that for this Lava Hound and for the loons which you brought, you could have just used more dragons, right? Like, that's easy as that. So in general, you see already, this base is crushed. This strategy is completely crazy on Town Hall 11. So use the lightnings with the dragons on this town level, and you're going to have great success. Siege machine wise, go for the siege barracks if you're going for funneling. Otherwise, the blimp or the slammer is going to be your best friend with this strategy together. I think we should upgrade the town level again to climb upwards to Town Hall 12. Because Town Hall 12, I was shocked, to be honest. I was really shocked. The first thing when I saw Town Hall 12, and the first time I saw the defense, it was actually this attack. And when Rico did this attack, I was like, wait a second, everything is going wrong. But let me explain. Let's start at the beginning. First off, on this town level, you have access to the siege, and you're allowed to use it. He's using the lock launcher. Now you might wonder, Itsu, he has one lightning left and he's not dropping it for the multi-inferno tower. That has a pretty easy reason. Because he's waiting for the lock to destroy it, and if that works, he's going to use the last lightning to take down the expert at the bottom side. which has worked and which he's doing. But right now, everything is going wrong. Because, well, the lock launcher opened the core and opened up everything, but at the same time, the heroes are completely not in the core. So at this point, I was like, Rico, is this going to be a 1-star? Well, little did I know, because take a look at that Town Hall. That Town Hall is not doing anything to those witches. On Town Hall 14, the Town Hall maybe has a chance of beating those witches down, or at least the witches are going to die in the Town Hall poison. But on Town Hall 12, nothing like that is there. Those witches are just going to survive, and even the skeletons can just overwhelm this Town Hall as a building. So the Town Hall being super weak, it feels like, for witches is just crazy. So the by far best strategy for Town Hall 12 is just witches or super witches, because they're so powerful and broken on this town level. You can just not take them down. The next thing which I want to highlight on this one is Rico loves swagging. And the thing is that he has not even used his queen or his warden ability, right? Like, you would think that with like a witch attack, the warden would be important as a ability. But it seems to be not, because he had so many spells to freeze the town hall. He had so many supportive tools running around that those witches are just not dying. And then at the end, he's still not using the warden ability, still not using the queen ability, and not using the last freeze. So you can see already this strategy is powerful. I would call it broken, to be honest, on Town Hall 12. And seeing this attack, I feel like Town Hall 12 is right now the easiest town level which is out there. At least it feels like that with those witches. But either way, let's get to the next town level, which is Town Hall 13. And in Town Hall 13, I was like, okay, let's get rid of all of those witches and dragons, and let's try something different. In my opinion, on Town Hall 13, those Queen Charge attacks are really powerful. Queen Charge Dragon Riders and Queen Charge Hybrid are your go-to strategies, in my opinion. Otherwise, I mean, Super Witches are still a thing, especially Super Witches, because with the scatter shots, which are the new addition, witches are getting a little bit tricky sometimes. So Super Witches are your better choice most of the time if you're going with the ground spam. If you want to go with the air, then the dragons are still a good option for you, especially combined with the lightnings, for example. But I think just Queen Charges are incredibly powerful. But why exactly is that the case? Because on Town Hall 13, you have the addition of the Royal Champion, which is giving you so much freedom with Queen Charges. You can use it during the Queen Charge, you can use it, I don't know, with your back end, and so on. The same thing with, like, then you can just combine the Royal Champ with Hybrid or with Dragon Riders. So you have a lot of possibilities right there, and this is why I think it's one of the best strategies out there for Town Hall 13 for sure. So you can see on this one, he's just Queen Charging the Town Hall. Still quite a few things are going wrong because this Motel Towers keep staying up, which is unfortunate. But still, he has like now the Dragon Riders in from the top right, and they're just really easy to play. You don't really need to like specifically drop them on any targets like Lalo. You can just like put them in, the same as Hybrid, for example. This is why I compare, and this is why I named as the two strongest strategies, most likely Queen Charge Hybrid and Queen Charge Dragon Riders for this specific Town Hall level. You can see already, Warden ability, Rage, everything just in. Queen is doing her thing inside the core with that ability still left as well. The healers are going down, but he does not care. He has enough power with the Royal Champion, with those Dragon Riders left alive, to make sure that this base is going to get overwhelmed. And with this 3-star as well in mind, and you can see already there's nothing which is going to change this outcome. With this in mind, you can see already the next Town Hall level is going to be Town Hall 14. And we're going to dive into that in just a couple of seconds. But first, let's enjoy the cleanup purpose of the Royal Champion, and obviously the minions which were at the top side. Billiard is going down, and so on. But that's going to be the 3-star for Town Hall 13. So far we're done with Town Hall 10, Town Hall 11, Town Hall 12, and Town Hall 13. And now we upgrade the Town Hall again to Town Hall 14. On Town Hall 14, your choice might surprise you, to be honest, but I'm showing you the Queen Charge Super Dragon. Why exactly? Because I think it's still a strategy where a lot of people are sleeping on. I know the majority of clashes from Town Hall 13 loved Queen Charge Hybrid. And let me tell you, welcome back, Queen Charge Hybrid. Because the crazy thing why Queen Charge Hybrid is not that powerful anymore on Town Hall 14 is because some of the Town Hall charges are really well protected, with Sing Inferno Towers, with a really annoying clan cost and with other things, which makes it really hard for you with 3 rages to charge anything. Then, in addition to that, the spring traps. You're getting more and more spring traps over every single town level, and there's no counterplay to spring traps as a hybrid player, except hoping that they don't exist or the defender misplaced them. With Super Dragons, that's not the case. So you're playing the same Queen Charge as with Queen Charge Hybrid. You're having more spells because you don't need to bring any heal spells, and your Super Dragons don't need any spells. And you cannot run into spring traps. And it's just better. And it's just way better. And you should just use it. I'm kidding. But I just want to make a point where this strategy is not hard to execute it, because you just charge the town. It's the same Queen Charge as Queen Charge Hybrid, but you just cannot run into spring traps. And as soon as you see those black mines popping up in the core, where most of those, well, traps are typically to defend against air spam, P.E.K.K.A. Smash, and other strategies, just use the Warden ability. But obviously, we cannot miss on some other strategies. P.E.K.K.A. Smash P.E.K.K.A. Smash and Super Boulders are still the most strongest ground strategy, I think, in general. So those are the strategies I would name for Town Hall 14. Queen Charge Dragon Riders, even though a lot of people might be surprised by this, but as well, P.E.K.K.A. Smash and Super Boulders. I think those are the best bets and best options you can go with. On this one, you can see, even though everything was going wrong with my Queen Charge, it's still a crazy overkill. Like, Queen Charge Dragon Riders are insane. That's how you should name it. So really, that's how you have all of those strategies. I hope that you enjoyed the video. And now it's going to be really interesting, because I want to have your opinion. Do you agree? Do you disagree with my choices? And let me know which town levels you agree and disagree down below in the comments. I love to read those comments. Really looking forward to that. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow for the next video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.